Guys, I tried my best to have this podcast postponed. I have a smattering of COVID cases in my inner circle here, and the Premier League, they just denied me. So here we are.
How many injuries did you have, though?
Well, I don't have any, but I do have a COVID case.
This is Red Card Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. Up with me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And down below is Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. Boys, how we doing tonight? What's going on?
Oh, I'm feeling really good, man. London is blue, just like always. So, it's just another week.
I didn't know that Bayern Munich was in London this week. And I didn't know they were wearing blue. Strange.
We already took care of them in one of these finals here.
Sean, you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
wait, I don't think you were sure about that answer.
No, I was just looking at the table. I was like, "Hey, seventh's not great."
Hey, but remember, you got all them games in hand.
Well, I don't have Burnley games in hand though.
Well,
You're close.
Burnley. We'll talk about Burnley here in a second.
But I don't got burn hands.
True. If you're new here, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in and clicking on the link that someone provided for you or something. We really appreciate that you're listening. If you could hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, follow, all those things. Leave us a comment, drop us a 5-star review on a podcast site, Apple, whatever your podcast site that allows you to do a review. We really appreciate it. We would really appreciate that. Right, Sean?
Yeah, you don't want any mild inconvenience to happen to you, like possibly having your Instagram account hacked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and sending out that you're really rich and you would like to give out $10,000 in Bitcoin.
Oh.
Apparently, yeah. Which, by the way, whoever hacked my account, congratulations to you. If you're trying to rob me, I'm so broke. If you tried to rob me, you would just be practicing. So, congratulations to this Indian, Afghan, Nigerian dude. I'm sorry to call out those countries. They seem to be the biggest scammers. Brazilian. I don't know where you're from.
Florida.
Congratulations, Florida. Congratulations for my account. You got it. I don't have Cash App, so you're out here flashing Bitcoin Cash App accounts that I don't have. So everyone knows it. Good luck to you.
Well,
that might happen to you if you don't subscribe, rate, and review 5 stars.
My question is, were they linking that Bitcoin money before the crypto crash this week or after the crypto crash this week? Because if they were giving away $10,000
last week,
well, it crashed again this week, didn't it? Isn't it just stay crashing? I don't know. I'm not into crypto. Not my thing.
I know. In the past month, there's been something like $100 billion pulled out of the crypto market.
It's 50% of its market value. Something insane.
Which is insanity.
Yeah.
Which means if you guys are, you know what that means?
We're buying graphics cards.
But no, we are buying crypto right now. Now is the time to buy.
No, we are subscribing to the pod right now.
Time out. This is not financial advice. Consult a financial advisor.
This is financial advice right now. Are you kidding me? Crypto is not going anywhere. If you are not, maybe not right now. I don't know where the bottom is. Maybe wait and see if it crashes next week. But this train ain't stopping down here. It's stopping up there.
Sure. Hit up at Whiteheart.
I didn't know we were doing this. This was not planned. This is not in the timeline that we put out. But we're giving crypto advice out here.
Speaking of that timeline, let's get away from making bold claims like that. What do we have on offer tonight? Well, we're gonna hit
this one retire. Get some
Jeez.
crypto right now because it's cheap as fuck.
You know, the crypto bros are out in force. We've got comments. We're going to talk about comments tonight. Then we're going to talk about the match week.
Hashtag crypto in the fucking
in the comments. Put hashtag crypto in the comments. Just do it. Whatever.
say crypto in the comments. Who cares?
So comments. Match week 23, and then we're on an international break right now after match week 23. So I don't know what we're going to talk about. Looking forward to next week. Maybe we'll just make something. Maybe we'll talk about crypto, Ethereum versus Dogecoin. Like we'll find out what the play is. Bitcoin versus Shiba Inu. We'll find out what's up, man.
You are picking. Do you even know anything about crypto?
I know that those four are currencies that they are all four cryptocurrencies that
I'll tell you, there's only one up, one harmony.
That sounds like a R&B
No,
band from the late 90s.
$ONE.
All right. We need to talk about comments. Joel gave us some insider information, guys. So last week we were talking about biggest rivalries, biggest games on the English calendar. As a Englishman, he hit us with the definitive, incontrovertible tier list for important matches.
None of us have the credibility to controvert this.
No, this is set in stone. This is, I think it's like the Magna Carta and then this.
Yeah.
Right, so like,
I agree with that.
So
do you know the year? You want to pull the year on Magna Carta? Because I know it.
1266, I think. Something like that.
Ooh, you're close.
Ooh.
Brad, do you have a guess?
1216.
No.
Brad's a year off. 1215.
Dang, give me that.
I thought it was the 1260s. It doesn't matter.
1215 on the Magna Carta.
Ah, man.
Hashtag history facts. Hashtag crypto. Hashtag put them
history
reviews
major.
in.
I apologize, Dr. Leach, for getting that wrong. Please accept my sincerest apologies. Manchester United.
By the way, has nobody's sent the podcast to Dr. Leach in the DMs?
I put it on my Facebook. We're Facebook friends. I would imagine he's seen it on that at some point. But I mean,
so he's just choosing not to listen to us.
Well, we don't talk about Coventry City enough. I think is the big issue because he's from Coventry.
Let's pick up some Coventry City coverage.
All right,
we got time and looking forward. We can look forward to Coventry City.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna start looking up their shit.
I got it. Find out which division.
I got it.
So the definitive tier list of important matches in England. We've got Liverpool United. Makes sense. United City. So the Manchester Derby he lists as number 2. The North London Derby he lists as number 3. The Merseyside Derby he lists as number 4. And then the 5th most important match in England. Remember, guys, we can't argue against this. Is Newcastle versus literally anyone.
I think you missed he had like 3 dots in there, right? It's like for the spaces, you know how like reporters always have those 3 dots. So like like Newcastle all the way down on that side.
Nah. I'm pulling the comment back up.
Here's my only problem with his list. United City as second.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from Manchester.
Is that really that big?
Certainly, it's gotten very big over the last 10 years.
Recently, but that has been a bloodbath for United for decades.
Yeah, I would imagine. I think I wonder if there's a little bit of recency bias in adding that where it is. But I mean, like there is the big thing that a lot of people from Manchester like to say that Old Trafford is not in Manchester. And so the city of Manchester Stadium, which is now the Etihad or the Emtihad, depending on who you ask, is actually in Manchester, whereas Old Trafford is outside of Manchester. And so like a lot of Manchester City fans like to dig at United fans and saying like, you're not even in Manchester. You're not even like, we are Manchester's club because we're in Manchester, things like that. But
my response to them would be like, well, you're not technically in Manchester because you're not in the stadium.
I was going to say,
so you're also not in Manchester.
That's why it's one of the most popular games to watch on TV because City fans are all at home watching it.
I didn't know there were City fans. So that's news to me.
Yeah, they don't have fans. Anyways,
But yeah, so that's the list.
But other than that being there, I actually agree. I
Yeah.
probably agree with his list.
Yeah,
Because
same.
Liverpool United is always a must watch.
Well, they're the most
Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, the Merseyside.
Newcastle versus anyone is clearly a throwaway, but it's okay.
Clearly.
You know what's weird is that a
Chelsea.
team with no history didn't make the list.
Yeah, where's Chelsea at?
It's because we're the best. Like, who wants to watch their team get destroyed 8-0 over 3 games?
I feel like
did you make
is that must watch television? I mean, it is for me, but that's only half the fans.
We'll talk about that, Brad, in a little bit. I think we'll talk about that in a little bit.
We definitely will.
But that's what Joel had for us. I appreciate the insight, Joel. Thank you for that. Jimmy, Jimmy's got a couple humorous comments here. He thought he agreed with you, Sean, that the match of the week should have been Arsenal Burnley. I of course disagreed, but Jimmy believes that my pick for the match of the week going forward should always include Burnley for the simple fact that those games are fake. They don't exist, and I won't have to worry about not watching them because they don't exist. It's a pretty salient point, I think. He continues about Burnley, and he thinks we should add a new segment where Sean talks about how Burnley will win all their games in hand and finish mid-table.
Yes.
Yes. Sean, you talk about Burnley like it's a certain fact. It kind of seems like you're the resident Burnley supporter for the podcast.
Yep, I am. I'll be that.
So Burnley have 6 games in hand. Sean, where are they going to finish?
Yep. Right now, if you do the math, let me pull the table. They have
12 points,
18 to 24. That's 6. That's 18 points. That puts them at 30.
Ooh.
That will be 8th. Wait.
Ninth.
Well, they only have negative 11 though.
But the thing is, they just have to win 2-0 in all 6 of those games. That's easy, right? They're going to win all the games.
And
win
they're
2-0.
They're in 8 or they're in 9th. They're in 9th. Yeah,
easy clap.
Easy.
I mean, it might not even need to be scoring 2 goals because one of those games might be against Brighton and Hove. Who knows? And then they can just trash can Brighton and Hove.
Yeah, they're top half team.
Catch right up.
Burnley's a top half team.
Yo, get it right now. They're fighting for the Conference League spot. They're right.
Let's go.
A Tottenham competition.
So
okay, all right, buddy. They're not that okay. All right.
Jimmy,
we got a couple games in hand ourselves here, buddy. Let me check the math on that. That's 4. That's 12. Fuck. No, we're actually ahead, you little bitch. We'll be 48.
Yeah, you guys
we'll be in 3rd.
You guys are way ahead of Chelsea if you win all your games.
Yeah, we'll be. Yeah. If we win all our games in hand, you stink. Yeah. What are you trying to?
1 point. 1 point. Okay.
1 point ahead. We'll be 48.
But
be in 3rd because we got goal differential is 2, so we're definitely behind Liverpool. By the way, I noticed this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point this out just because it's kind of funny to me. The goal differential is just insane with the top 3.
Oh yeah.
So let me run down goal differential 1 through 10 just for the pod listeners. 41, 39, 30. That's the top 3.
Yeah.
Then here goes 4 through 10. 6, 10, 8, 2, 3, 0, -3.
It just means City, Liverpool, and Chelsea are just milking teams when they win. Just goals on goals.
It is insanity, those 3.
What I think is interesting is how close Liverpool and City are in terms of goal difference. Like they're neck and neck in terms of goal difference. Chelsea's a bit off the pace. Like 10 goals is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
But like in terms of defense, like Chelsea have conceded the second least goals. City, of course, have only conceded 14, which is absurd. But
what's the record? 9 from Chelsea,
12.
right?
12.
I think it's 12.
12, I think. I think it's more. It's
for
great.
For the whole season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it was something. It was something ridiculously low, and it was Peter Cech. I'm pretty sure.
And Terry and Carvalho.
Yeah, it was something ridiculously low, like 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
for the entire season, which is insane when you think about it. 38 games and you could see 13 goals.
Something absurd. Yeah, it was insane.
Oh, it's 15. Sorry.
So
15. Yeah.
So Jimmy also agrees with you, Brad, that you can't fire Tuchel. Because I brought it up, the fact that like does Tuchel get fired if you guys finish outside the top 4 and not win the Champions League? He brings up the fact that he thinks you guys have been suffering from injuries and the fixture congestion over the last 14 games has hit you guys pretty hard. It's pretty similar to Liverpool last year, and he wonders if you may have overestimated the depth at Chelsea this year. That's the part of the comment that I'm most interested in, is about the depth at Chelsea. Do you think that you overestimated at the beginning of the season the depth that you guys have?
No, but you took out like our starting for midfield for most of those matches, right? Or they weren't all healthy. Jorginho, Conte, Kovacic all missed games. So our top 3 center midfielders miss games. Reece gets hurt. Ben Chilwell gets hurt. So you're literally playing Alonso. What?
Whoa! That's the point of having depth.
Right. I'm saying I didn't overestimate it. We still came out 3rd.
Well, who are their backups? Like, so
let me tell you, over at Tottenham and over at Arsenal, because especially Arsenal, if I lose my entire midfield, we're fucked.
Well, that's why Chelsea wasn't performing as well as we had. That we hadn't had any rest.
That's the point of having depth, dude.
I mean, to be fair, I think Chelsea have the second largest squad in the league.
The City, yeah,
it's City then Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then probably like Liverpool, then United, Arsenal, Spurs, something like that.
Barkley ended up with minutes.
No, we have to be like mid-table on that.
Arsenal's biggest issue is that we just keep getting players suspended because we just always have players sent off.
Our squad's so fucking small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have backups. We don't have a B team. Our B team includes academy players.
So does ours now.
Well, now, yeah, because you had injuries. But that's the point. That's the point of having depth, dude.
Right. So that's why we brought in Saul, who started to play better.
You can't complain about fucking injuries.
I'm not. Look, I'm not. He's saying that I think I overestimated our depth. I think us being in 3rd keeps us because of our depth. I mean, Loftus-Cheek was our 3rd or 4th best center midfielder. There's a lot of mid-table clubs that would love to start Loftus-Cheek.
I would start him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's our depth, I don't think is the issue. I think our injuries murdered us. I think coming into the season with Alonso as the backup to Chilwell and Aspie as the backup to Reece James hurts a lot when we're running a 3-4-3. For running a back 4 like we did the past couple of games, I think we're fine. I think switching the system was the smartest thing Tuchel did, but we'll get into that. No, I don't think our depth has shown because
it runs as Aspie and Alonso with their older legs. It runs them way too much. Yeah.
Yep.
I see what you're saying.
Yep. And what Kepa's played?
Kepa's played really well in this spell since Mendy's been gone.
Yeah.
What I wanted, I think he's trying to get another job, possibly at Tottenham.
So he beat Tottenham. Yeah, he let in 1 goal to Chesterfield and 1 goal to Brighton. He let in 2 goals over 6 games.
Yeah, he's
so no, I did not overestimate our depth.
When that was read, I wanted to let you have your little talk. He's completely right. Like, if you fire Tuchel, you are out of your mind.
I agree.
So I would like to preface this conversation that I've been bringing up about Thomas Tuchel getting fired solely on the fact that Roman Abramovich has fired managers for less. That's all. Patient. He's an impatient person. I think if who did you guys draw in the Champions League? A French team, right? You guys draw Lyon. Lille. So if you guys crash out to Lille, which is not outside the realm of possibility, like anyone can lose in the Champions League.
Well, we also, I don't know how many of our players are how many of our starters are not vaccinated because they cannot go to France without being vaccinated.
Yeah. So regardless of the circumstances, if you guys get knocked out in the round of 16 and then it doesn't look, and you guys are trending to be outside the top 4, I would think it's stupid to fire Thomas Tuchel. I think he's been the best manager you guys have had since Conte, which I mean, isn't saying much because it's only 2 managers. But and he might be better than Conte. I don't know.
I think he is better than Conte.
I don't want to get into the weeds. I don't want to get into the weeds there.
I have Conte. I think he's better than Conte.
Well, I don't think this is a fair comparison because Spurs' team is not nowhere. There's a gap in quality between Spurs and Chelsea.
And Conte called it out. And he's not exactly he likes the Chelsea team, but he's not a fan of Chelsea afterwards.
We'll talk about that in a few, I guess.
I think it would be stupid to fire Thomas Tuchel, but the only reason I bring it up is because Roman Abramovich has fired managers for less. That's all I'm saying. That's my only point.
Didn't he fire Mourinho over like a argument?
No.
The first time
Mourinho lost the first time maybe. The second time. No, the second time.
No, the first time. I'm thinking of the first time.
Players just stopped playing for him the second time. I think that happened the first time too. Players
the second time, yeah, they stopped playing for him.
Jose and Conte have like a 3-year window.
They argued like him and Roman. I thought that was part of the article was like they argued, and then that continued for like a week or two, and then Jose out. Like
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Years.
I thought that's how it went.
I think the difference here is that like we're not hearing the player unrest that we normally do when things go bad at Chelsea.
Yeah, Jose, Conte, Lampard, they're all hard-nosed players.
Okay.
Players / managers.
But you guys haven't gone through like a super difficult spell yet. Yes, you're in third. You're kind of outside is fighting for the title. But if you guys bounce out of the Champions League and you guys are still having this inconsistent form, I think that the player unrest. I mean, you had Lukaku did a freaking interview in December talking about why he wants to go back to Inter. So like, let's not say that there's no player unrest because clearly there's some amount of player unrest.
Right. But that's what I'm saying, though. As soon as that happened, there were no other players jumping on that bandwagon. They were like, no, get him out of here. He's like, you should punish him for this.
I agree with you.
We support this.
I'm just saying, like, there are enough things. I don't think that they will fire him. I don't think that Chelsea should fire him. I would be very happy if Chelsea fired Thomas Tuchel, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm asking the question because it's my job to ask the questions and have these conversations on the podcast. That's all I'm saying. That's in my defense. I'm moving on to Will's comment. Brad, on the same line about Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
You said you can lose everyone except Thomas Tuchel. Why'd you leave Pulisic out, man? Why are you sacking Pulisic? What's going on, man?
Look,
I thought you were an American.
If Pulisic leaves, I am. And I want what's best for Christian. If leaving Chelsea and getting more minutes helps the US men's team do better, then I'm okay with that sacrifice.
I don't understand why he's not on the pitch more.
Because we have like 7 forwards.
He can be left midfield.
Yeah, he plays left wing back sometimes when we play a 3-4-3. And he plays right wing back sometimes when we play a 3-4-3. Like, whenever Tuchel needs a hole filled, it's Christian Pulisic. Like, he might be our fourth goalie, our third goalie.
For him. So
he might be our third goalie.
And he clearly has the talent.
I don't disagree with you.
This was my concern about Christian Pulisic going to Chelsea was that he would not get enough playing time to justify, like to be the main guy for the United States. It's going to be a De Bruyne
Salah situation is what I feel like is going to happen.
I don't think Pulisic is that good though.
I mean, he's generational for the US, but he's not generational in that way. I don't think so. I mean, he's still young though. Like he's still young.
23, 24.
Yeah. 22, 23.
I thought he was 24.
Yeah. 23. Yeah. He's in that 22 to 24.
So I don't see, like, yes, I want him to be playing more selfishly as an American fan. But I also want us to pick a front 3 and stick with it, or a front 2 and stick with it. Whichever one we play.
It's 23.
Yeah. So
yeah.
That's more important to me.
I think to get your net zero, like you always do, apparently, with whatever Chelsea math you got cooking the books down there, if you could sell Pulisic to someone who's actually going to play him,
like who?
Like Tottenham.
I saw that coming.
For like 50 mil. Actually, you know what? You know what'd be really good for him? Instead of Lingard, send him to Newcastle. 50 mil? Newcastle's good to pay for that.
I don't
No,
think I don't think I want
What'd you-
Pulisic playing
what'd
for
you-
No.
Newcastle.
What'd you buy him for?
53.
Okay, yeah, you sell him for 50 mil. It's basically a wash. You're good.
No, I
50
don't want to
mil
sell him. Let me be 100% clear. I do not want to sell him.
Well, no, you
Given the
personally
choice-
no, but like
Given the choice between Christian Pulisic and Thomas Tuchel, I am taking Thomas Tuchel.
yeah, absolutely. I'm with you too. Yeah, you put club over country right there.
And I have an autographed jersey from Christian Pulisic. So like,
Yeah.
that's my boy. I'm
Yeah.
still taking taking
But-
Tommy.
50 mil to Newcastle. You're not
No.
taking that?
No, you can go back to Germany. I don't want him back in the Prem.
Newcastle will take him in a heartbeat, dude.
Yo,
He'll
you know,
probably pay more than 50 mil.
That's the Lingard that they want. Like
I
that
just-
attacking off the left.
I know this isn't good for the U.S. men's national team, but I'm pretty sure DC United need a forward.
You
No,
mean
do
Charlotte
not.
FC? Charlotte FC. Could definitely use a forward.
No, do not bring him back here.
I
He's
agree.
not going to get any better.
I agree. Will had another question that he sent me recently. It's probably more towards you, Sean.
Okay.
Because you're baseball.
What do we
man.
got?
You're a baseball man.
Okay.
And the Hall of Fame votes just came in today, and
Yeah.
Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens have been not elected to the Hall of Fame on their 10th opportunity, and now they will fall off of the ballot every season. So how do you feel about that?
It is a disgrace to baseball.
Okay.
I agree.
The 90, 70, 80-year-old fucking writers are disgracing baseball. I have never... Steroids don't put bat on ball. Steroids don't steer a ball. In Roger Clemens' point, on his claim, like they don't aim. Steroids don't aim a pitch.
They enhance everything. Everything you do, it enhances everything you do.
No, steroids only increase your ability to work out, and
They make you stronger.
and decrease your
Recovery time.
Recovery time. Recovery is what I was looking for.
You can perform more
I
frequently.
was gonna say take off. Yeah, so you can work out more often and lift more weights, so you can get stronger. That's all steroids do. They for Barry Bonds, it doesn't increase hand-eye.
Okay.
It doesn't increase vision. So
Sure.
he physically put the bat on the ball. Does it make the ball go 40 feet longer? Sure, but
He was still crushing it.
over 200 of his balls of the 700 landed in McCovey Cove. So you take 40 feet off of that, and it's still in the stands.
I don't know. I think there's an argument to be made. I agree with you. I think they should be in the Hall of Fame. I agree with both of you that they should be in the Hall of Fame. But I think you can make an argument that steroids did make them better at what they do. It made Roger Clemens throw the ball harder. It made Barry Bonds hit the ball further.
The only one I'll agree with you with is Roger Clemens throwing harder. But Barry Bonds' average home run length was 450. That is out of the park in every park in the whole 30 that they have. That's his average length
Yeah.
of home run. So,
And 500 steals.
and he has 500 steals. So I read
How
a
many
stat earlier.
all those steals were before he started taking steroids. The majority of them.
No, it was
Majority.
Not.
Somehow
No, it was not.
a few.
Hold on.
Pittsburgh,
I'll-
he had a lot more steals than San Fran.
Excuse me.
All right. No, I remember it from heart. I don't have to pull it up. So in 1999,
Okay.
Barry Bonds was the only player in MLB history with 400 home runs. 500 home runs, 500 stolen base. No, I had it right the first time. 400 home runs, 400 stolen bases, and a 444 on base percentage. Because he took a lot of walks before he started getting automatically walked.
Yeah.
That was 1999. That was before all the home run palooza with San Francisco. he is still the only player in MLB history with 400 home runs, 400 steals, and a 400 OBS.
Yeah.
He ended his career with 762 home runs, 512. That's why I said hold on now with my stat, because he got over at least 112 since 1999 to get to 512, and then he ended his career with a 444 on base percentage.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think it's absurd that he isn't in the Hall of Fame.
It's an
a travesty
to the game.
Yeah.
It's an insult to the game.
And is baseball what it is without Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens?
See, hold on. This is where I differ now, because Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire are not Hall of Famers. They were only good because of steroids.
I agree, but what I'm saying is baseball as relevant as it is today without the steroids era?
That's the only reason you consider them. Is because of the impact on the game.
I think probably. I feel like we're like 25 years removed, almost 25 years removed from the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire season.
The impact on the game is the difference.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
that's how do we relate that to soccer? Is that like a Alan Shearer, like right at the beginning of the Premier League? Like, is that like that type of impact? Thierry Henry right around the turn of the century? Like, is that like that type of impact of like making it what it is now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's hard to.
It's hard.
I don't know. Chelsea doesn't have history, so.
Yeah, so 506, right around that same time period, but it's okay.
Didier Drogba.
Yeah, Didier, Frankie, John Terry, the greatest central the greatest.
So actually, we probably can go like Alan Shearer to Thierry Henry to Drogba, like in our order of like making the Premier League what it is now. Actually, now this is like, should we hug?
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you're still left out of this because Alan Shearer is Newcastle.
Yeah, at the beginning, but then he came to Tottenham.
He's a Newcastle fan, though.
Oh yeah,
then they came to Tottenham.
I forgot Newcastle's winning. Hey, I got a question for you.
Came to Tottenham after Newcastle.
I got a question looking forward when we get there.
Whatever. Whatever. All right.
How long did he play for? I'm looking this up because I don't.
I think we got 2 or 3 years of Shearer. No,
bro. He played for Southampton, Blackburn Rovers, and Newcastle United. He might have worked for Tottenham for some amount of time, but he never played for Tottenham. I didn't think he had, but I was just gonna let you go with it.
Dang.
So
we'll just move on.
All right, never mind. All right, so Newcastle legend Adam Shearer.
Yeah, you're a Newcastle.
Tottenham doesn't have any history. Never mind.
It's true.
Tottenham is only history.
Do you guys want to talk about some football that was played?
Let's do it.
We're 30 minutes in. We should talk about football on this football podcast.
Wow, 30 minutes. What? Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the league table. There we go. Got it pulled up there. All right.
So I want to point this out.
Sure.
Outside of the podcast, but I'm gonna do it on the podcast.
Let's do it.
Once you get past about 7, like anything, maybe 8 or 9. Like once you get past there, points don't matter until you get down to 18, 19.
You want me to stop talking about the points?
You can cut out probably 2 minutes of talking.
All right. Loyal listeners, I need to know in the comments, do you like me hitting every single team's point total, or do you
single point,
or do you
and like the games played,
or do you want me to
like all that shit?
All right. Well, I'll do it your way this time. I'll do it your way. So, first position, we got Manchester City. They're on 57 points. Second position, Liverpool. They're on 48 points. Game in hand on City, though. Chelsea, they've played the most games. They're on 24 games played. They're in third with 47 points. Up to fourth. Up to fourth is Manchester United on 38 points. In fifth is West Ham United on 37 points. They just played a pretty important game. and United eclipse them. Arsenal are still in 6th on 36 points. Tottenham up to 7th, or still in 7th on 36 points as well. Game in hand over Arsenal, though. So we got Wolves. They are in 8th. Brighton and Hove are in 9th. Leicester are in 10th. Villa are in 11th. Southampton are in 12th. Crystal Palace, 13th. Brentford are in 14th. Getting down into the bottom quarter of the table, we got Leeds in 15th. Everton in 16th. Up into 17th, out of the relegation zone. Norwich City are in 17th position with 16 points. Newcastle United are in 18th on 15 points. They got a big win this weekend. Watford, they got yeeted down. They're down there in 19th. 14 points for them. And Burnley, who they have played a match. They did indeed play a match. Got a draw, so they picked up 1 point.
Wow, what?
They played a match. They played. But
oh my gosh.
They're in 20th position. But of course, they have 6 games in hand.
We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. That's 18 points minimum.
30. We discussed they're going to be 9th because they're gonna beat up Brighton and Hove in one of those games in the end. But yeah, so that's big news for Norwich at least. Though the teams below them, Newcastle, Watford, and Burnley, all have games in hand over them. So like in terms of catching them, they could still be caught and get put down, but it's better to have the points on the board than games in hand, in my opinion, especially in that part of the table. Points on the board are significantly more important, and they've been on a stretch. They've beat Newcastle, they beat Everton, and they beat Watford, and so they are kind of on a warpath here, picking up results. But if we look at the specific results from this weekend in match week 23, on Friday, of course, the aforementioned Norwich were away at Watford. They win that game 3-0. Saturday morning, Everton were hosting Aston Villa. Aston Villa win 1-0. Brentford hosting Wolves. Wolves win the game 2-1. Leeds hosting Newcastle. Newcastle pick up the away win. They win 1-0. Big result for them. They were almost... I don't want to say they were almost screwed out of that game, but there were certain situations in that game that would have been a injustice against Newcastle had they not won the game. West Ham United were away at Old Trafford playing Manchester United. United win that game. Manchester United win that game 1-0. Southampton hosting Manchester City. They get a 1-1 draw. So the league leaders drop a few points. Go to Sunday morning. Arsenal hosting Burnley. 0-0 draw at the Emirates. Palace hosting Liverpool. This is the second time Palace and Liverpool have played. I think this is the second time Liverpool have beaten Palace 3-1 this season. But Palace looked so good in this game. Oh man, they could have scored like 5 or 6 goals. It was insane. Leicester and Brighton play to a 1-1 draw, and closing out the weekend, Chelsea hosting Spurs win the game 2-0. So those were the Premier League matches that were played this weekend. Quite a few interesting matches. I think we want to start off first things first Friday night on this Watford Norwich match. It's big because it was the relegation, like it had huge relegation implications. The result of it certainly had implications on Watford because Watford sacked Claudio Ranieri after the match. This is going to be like their 15th manager in like 6 or 7 years, like calendar years. So like they are just moving through managers. Our boy Josh Sargent scored an incredible goal.
He just happened to get his
2
foot
goals.
to it.
Two goals.
He just happened to get his foot to it.
Sean, I generally agree with you that it was incredibly lucky, but it was a spectacular goal. Like so,
Just flicked his leg up, and then just happened to like click it in a little bit.
I couldn't do it. I'm not that flexible. It was a hell of a goal.
I'm definitely that flexible. Could I do it? No.
Yeah.
I'm flexible enough to do it. Could I get my leg up there? Yeah. You want me to do it on camera?
Yeah.
Sean's scoring wonder goals. Sean's blocking penalties. Man, Sean, you gonna get signed here soon? The Prime is calling. Newcastle United is looking for players.
Yeah, I can get my leg. I can get my leg up there.
To be fair, Sean, if you look at the video,
Could I score that goal? No.
His upper body is straight, and he gets his leg up there. So you did the whole like bend over, got your leg up there.
Yeah. Let me see if I can do it straight up.
There's no way. You're still look at the way you're bending over.
Stand straight.
Look at the way you're bending. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way. So yeah, Josh Sargent got his two first Premier League goals. The second one I thought might have been offside, but VAR checked it and it wasn't. But yeah,
that was a solid header too.
It was, yeah.
Hey, can we talk about how Norwich is on a manager warpath?
Tell me more.
What?
Because they just beat Everton.
Oh,
Rafa gets fired.
Oh.
Ooh.
Then they just beat Watford.
Oh, Ranieri gets fired.
Ranieri gets fired. Who are they playing next?
Who they got?
Who is it? Hold on.
They got the FA Cup Wolves. Are we talking FA Cup or Prem?
I thought we set this up for the podcast, and one of you guys was going to pull up who they were playing.
FA Cup is the Wolves.
It's got to be Premier League. We're worried about the Premier League.
Prem? Okay, we're doing Prem. If it's Prem, then it's Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Vieira's on the chopping block. Norwich beat them 3-0. Vieira's out of there, dude.
There's no way.
Dude, Norwich is on a manager warpath.
Nope.
Yes, it's going to be great.
My boy Patrick Vieira is not getting fired.
Who finishes higher, Norwich or Burnley, Sean? You got two here. Burnley's got.
It's definitely Burnley. It's definitely Burnley.
Yeah, it's definitely.
They're finishing ninth.
If they get to play a game again, or another game.
Speaking
Dude,
of
no, like I don't think we should take that lightly. Like Norwich is beating people. Who's Norwich manager now?
Okay, let's Roy Hodgson.
Dean.
I don't even know.
Dean.
Oh, Norwich is
Dean Smith.
Dean, yeah. Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson is the manager. Dean Smith.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's Dean Smith.
Yeah. I was like,
Dean Henderson's a goalkeeper.
Dean Smith's the goalkeeper. Yeah.
No, Dean Henderson's the goalkeeper. Dean Smith is the manager.
You sure?
Yes.
Wow. And I also had Dean Henderson as a referee in my head. So, all right, great. All right, let's move on to the next point before we say anything else stupid.
I think your point was about Dean Henderson, Dean Smith. Okay, we're moving on. Speaking of Crystal Palace and Patrick Vieira, they played a hell of a game against Liverpool. So Liverpool win this game 3-1. Seems like a comfortable scoreline. At the start of the second half, I think it was Liverpool were up 2-0 coming into the second half. And I kid you not, Crystal Palace should have scored, could have, and when I say could have scored, I mean, these are legitimate attempts on goal from 6 yards out that they should have put in. They had 4. Bang, 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 right in a row. Almost chipped Allison. They just insane number of almost goals. And then they get the most ridiculous, Liverpool gets the most ridiculous penalty at the end of the game to make it 3-1. But that was a hell of a game. Patrick Vieira, I don't know what it is about getting Crystal Palace to play well against Liverpool, but this is the second time this season that when watching this game, I was like, holy crap, Palace has Liverpool on the ropes, and they still end up losing 3-1. But it was an incredible performance.
Yeah, I think at that point it just becomes a quality difference because Palace plays really, really well. It's just against the big teams that difference in quality shows itself.
The finishing aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, you can play with a ton of heart and a ton of effort and get a lot of wins moving up to to the mid-table, but getting outside of the mid-table on just passion alone just doesn't. But there's too much of a talent gap.
I don't even know if there's a passion thing in my opinion. They took it to Liverpool. For 15 minutes straight, they took it to Liverpool, and they were just unlucky to not score goals. And maybe that's kind of what you're referring to. Is there's a gulf in quality. Whereas if you give Diego Jota that opportunity, he's scoring 90% of them, or if you give Sadio Mane, he's scoring 90% of them. Whereas you compare that to Christian Benteke whoever it is playing for Crystal Palace, they're
Edwards.
they're not.
I think Zaha's out hurt too. If Zaha's in there, he's finishing those.
Yeah, so it's just there is a difference in quality. I did want to hit on this Leeds Newcastle match. So first and foremost, that's a huge result for Newcastle. Going away to Leeds, getting 3 points there, because like Leeds aren't safe. Like they have 22 points as compared to like 15 is where the relegation cutoff is right now. Like, so 7 points, it seems nice, but it's certainly not safe. Especially if those teams below them go on a tear and they aren't doing well, which honestly they haven't been doing well. But like, so on top of that, I forget, it was like the 79th minute or something like that, Alan St. Maxim clearly gets fouled in the box. Should have had a penalty. They should be up 2. They should have an opportunity to go up 2-0, and they don't get it. And I texted you, Brad, because I wanted you to send a message to Joel for me, because it would have been a travesty if they had not won that game. Like, it was stone cold in my opinion, and he didn't get it. I don't know why he didn't get it. But it was quite bad in my opinion. I'd like to hear your opinions on that, Joel, in the comments, like what you thought about that game. I'm sure you're very pleased with the result.
I wanted to comment on the quality of Palace. Because I was in the bathroom while you guys were talking about that. The quality of Palace versus Liverpool of like finishing.
Yeah.
This is the same exact. Tottenham have. Would you agree that Tottenham have better quality finishers than Crystal Palace?
Yes.
Are we including Harry Kane or not?
Yes. Yes.
Then yes.
Everybody like, I'm talking Son, I'm talking Kane, I'm talking Mora, I'm talking all of them.
Then yes, Kane and Son bring that average way up, but if you take them out, it might be even.
No, I'm talking maybe like not our starting crew, because I know.
Why would you take them out?
I'm with you. I'm just saying. So Kane wants to leave, and if Kane leaves, you don't think Son wants to leave?
So what I'm saying is, when we played Leicester, and we were battering them, and Schmeichel was playing the game of his life, Brad said that we got lucky. Brad and James said that we got lucky in the game. We are battering them.
You scored in the 95th minute and the 97th minute. You guys were lucky to win that game.
No, we were not. We were battering them the entire game.
All right. So
it's the entire game.
Arsenal were battering Burnley the entire game this weekend, and we draw.
And you suck, and you need better finishers.
I agree with you, but Nick Pope had a great game too. So like,
but like, that's how frustrating it is. Like, what I wanted to bring up was like, don't diminish what Palace did to be able to, or Liverpool to be able to stay in that of like, they need better finishers, because even a team with better finishers, sometimes a keeper just has a day.
Certainly.
Sure.
I experience that a lot as an Arsenal fan, where I'm watching a game and I'm like, holy crap, this dude is having the game of his life. And it always seems like this dude's having the game of his life against Arsenal. It's like, I've had that experience.
I'm there.
Sure.
Hundreds of times.
All of us have, because like, you're going to get up for those games though.
Yeah. The problem is Kasper Schmeichel does it most of the time he plays.
Well,
he's
think
one
about
of the best
Kasper
goalkeepers in the league.
That's the thing about Kasper Schmeichel is like, he's you could make an argument for one of the better goalkeepers in the world for Kasper Schmeichel.
I would say he's in the top 5 in the world, right?
I don't know if I'm going there. I would certainly say 10. I'm not willing to put him in the top 5 yet. Or
really? All right. So no, I want James's top 5 right now. Goalkeepers.
All right, in no particular order. In no particular order. Alisson Becker.
Yep.
Jean Larigi.
I agree with the number 1.
Donnarumma.
What? Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Donnarumma. Keylor Navas is incredibly good. Neuer.
What?
Keylor Navas? Are you serious?
Again, top 10, not top 5, but continue.
I said
does he even start for Brazil?
Keylor Navas?
He's not Brazilian.
Spanish, isn't he? No, he's
Costa Rican.
No. He's South American. I forget where he's from. Uruguay, maybe? I'm not sure. But he starts for his national team. Ederson. I have Ederson in the top 5. Did I say Neuer? Manuel Neuer's in there.
You put him there.
But
he's getting old.
Hold on.
Like Neuer's probably out.
Okay. I might put like Wojciech Szczesny and Kasper Schmeichel on similar levels.
That's a fair assumption.
Ter Stegen maybe is on similar levels to.
That's a little crazy.
I'm not putting Ter Stegen above
Kasper
Schmeichel.
I am.
No, I'm not putting Ter Stegen above Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah, so like I just gave you I gave you like 7 or 8 goalkeepers there that I think are at least better than Kasper Schmeichel. I'm not saying Kasper Schmeichel's bad. Like I think he's one of like I said, I think he's in like the world 11 for goalkeepers. Like I think he's good.
I might get crucified for this in the comments. Hugo Lloris is better than Alex or what? Just Ter Stegen.
You think that Hugo Lloris is better than Ter Stegen?
Yes, absolutely.
That's
an interesting conversation.
I'm not saying he's not better than Kasper Schmeichel. He's not in the top 5 conversation. He's probably a lower top 10, top 10.
Do you think Kasper Schmeichel is better than Hugo Lloris?
Yes. No. Yes. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I heard what you said first. Kasper Schmeichel is better than Hugo Lloris. Yes.
I'm not sure I'm willing to make that claim. And I am an Arsenal fan and I don't like Tottenham. So like it would be easy for me to make that claim.
Kasper Schmeichel is amazing.
So hold on, what are you factoring in like age into this conversation when you think about these goalkeepers?
No,
I'm just thinking
about technical skill right now.
Put them on the pitch.
This season right now, what goalkeeper I would rather have in net.
How'd y'all forget about the best goalkeeper of the year? Mendy's
probably
Mendy's got to be up there. Mendy's got to be in the top 5. He has to be in the top.
So yeah, I don't think he's in the Kasper Schmeichel's not in the top 5.
I think my top 5 has to start with Becker.
Yeah.
And then I think I go Mendy.
Okay.
And then I don't know how you pulled Navas, but I think I go Ederson.
Beast.
No, he's not. Donnarumma doesn't start every game for PSG right now because of Navas. So like, there's an argument there. But
I've got Ederson. And then I might even take a peek at Donnarumma.
And I mean,
now we're starting to get to Schmeichel level of people.
This one hurts.
Maybe a newer.
I don't want to say this. It's gonna hurt because like fuck the snake. I want to put that out there first. Fuck the snake. But Courtois has to be up there.
I thought about including Courtois when you're giving me the list of goalkeepers in the world who I think are better than Kasper Schmeichel.
Oh, you know who we forgot about?
Courtois on that.
You know we forgot about Oblak too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oblak, best goalie in the Spanish league. Yep. So there's a ton of goalies there. So I don't think Schmeichel is there. Sorry.
He might not even be in the top 10. He might not even be in the top 10. He might be in the top 15.
Yeah. When you start thinking about it.
That's an interesting conversation. But I'm glad we had it.
I like that. I like what we did.
What Sean, tell me what you think about this Chelsea match, man.
It's exactly what I expected. Like when you go into a game like that, we played them twice. Like Tuchel's already got a bead of what Conte's trying to do, and he's just like. So my interpretation of it is Conte's just trying to like get his like baseline.
Yeah.
So when I coach football or baseball, like you get your baseline in, and then you have plans off of that.
Yeah.
But you have to get the baseline in first so that everybody on the team understands one thing. Yeah. So everybody understands one thing. And then you have plans off of that based on what happens to you. And so that's how a lot of the football stuff was, especially football, but baseball was a little bit different about how we play things. But So Conte's still in that like instilling the plan situation. I feel like because he's only been there like a month and a half, 2 months.
But you guys have had so much practice time that I feel like, yes, he is. I'm not saying he's not
No,
but you're a lot further along than you should be.
Yeah,
In that plan. Like he has a formation, he has a baseline, he has the players that he plays in roles.
Baseline.
Like
He's starting to get that technical stuff. So now I feel like it's starting the technical move stuff of like, all right, so now we got the baseline. So now we start to move stuff. So now he's got the 3-4-3 ready to go. And now we start to move things around. And this is when his teaching comes into play. And so like, was I expecting a manager that's been in for a year and a half at Tuchel to beat Tottenham? Yeah, absolutely. You should. And am I really unhappy at losing to two worldies? No. Like
one worldie.
Ziyech's first goal was just a left-footed like fuck it. The top left corner might be there.
Perfect.
Yeah. The top left corner might be there and just hit it. And it went in perfect. And he turned around like he was God.
He's the wizard.
Like as soon as he hit it, he was like
the Eric Cantona.
He did his Steph Curry walk off. It was dope.
He knew as soon as he hit it too.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite part about that highlight is that he knew as soon as he hit it, he knew. He was like, "That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do." But that was like left-footed, like the left corner's over there somewhere.
He crushed that. That was a beautiful goal.
That was a beautiful goal, and Thiago was just in the right place.
So,
although,
did we talk?
Wait a second. I wanted. Okay, go ahead.
Did we talk about the Harry Kane disallowed goal?
I was gonna get into that because I wanted. I gotta lead into that
because Thiago Silva straight up pushes someone before his goal, like two hand shove on. He straight up shoves the dude in front of him, and then is wide open, has a header. And on the Harry Kane goal, when it would have been 1-0 to Tottenham, Harry Kane like. I don't know. He didn't even shove him that hard. It was not that hard.
Yes. It was both. If one goal was allowed, he pushes. If one goal was allowed, both goals probably should have been allowed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
There is an argument that Harry Kane's goal should have stood.
Yeah. It still would have made it 2-1, which doesn't make it
it's different. It's different because if you're up 1-0, like
it was 1-0.
It would have been 1-0.
It would have been 1-0.
I mean, maybe
I don't think it makes a difference.
Ziyech still scores that worldie. I don't know.
To be fair to the podcast listeners, I've only watched the first half and then the first 10 minutes of the second half. So I saw the Ziyech goal.
I mean, you watched most of the game then.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I haven't seen the entire games.
Tuchel called our formation a 4-1-4-1, so it was completely different than what we've played against you guys before. I think we played 4-4-2.
He fucks his shit up a lot.
He changed, which unlocked Ziyech to have that.
I like that about Tuchel.
Well,
he doesn't stick to a system. He's like, fuck it, we'll do this. I
disagree.
He's married to a style of football. Yeah, he's married to a way to play football, but he's not married to a formation.
He doesn't.
Not married to a formation. That's what I was getting at.
But you could still see like the style of play was still super, super similar. How came from the wings, but instead of it being wing backs, it came from Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi ate up your boy Tanganga all game long.
I was going to ask about that.
That was tough.
And Sanchez got eaten alive too. Like your best defender was Dyer.
So Tanganga was
not our best defender, by the way.
You think Sanchez
from the match? No, Sanchez got eaten alive too. Sanchez got bullied.
Sanchez, if you want to talk about our best defender, it's probably Sanchez.
Yes, that's what Brown's saying.
Right. Out of the three, normally Sanchez is probably the best. In that game, in the last game, it was Dyer because Sanchez got.
I was confused. I was confused why we had Tanganga, Dyer, Sanchez, and Davies all on the field.
Wasn't
Like
Davis
I was
playing
like,
wingback?
where? Yeah, I was like, where are all? No, because we had Reguilon on the field.
No, you didn't. Reguilon didn't play, and neither did Royale.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Royale was on the bench, and Reguilon was on the bench. They were unused subs.
Okay. Okay.
Sessegnon was on. Sessegnon was your left winger.
Sessegnon was on the left.
What a
So I was
name.
He was
like,
your winger, though.
where the fuck is everybody?
Yeah.
So we kind of try to conserve the defense on this one. This might have been Conte being like, "Hey, we're probably going to lose anyway." So
I mean, right, but like this is the third. Like to beat a team 3 times in a row is hard. Like I think I said that on the pod. Like if we lose this game or draw this game, like I get it because we played this. You have 2 games of hey, these are the players that we played. These are the patterns that we saw.
and I noticed that about you guys, you and Klopp is Tuchel is a chess player. So we played you 2 times in a row, and then so I knew whatever you did today was not going to be what you did in the
We also
FA
had injuries.
or the League Cup.
There was no Catalan defense today. He did that last week, so we're doing it something different today.
Yeah, no. I knew Tuchel was going to have something up his sleeve,
on the other side.
something we ain't seen before,
He-
which I guess was the 4-1-4-1-2.
Yeah, he was
4-1-4-1.
He'd been queenside castling, and this time he did a kingside castling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a little different. And then Kovacic was your one, right?
So
Your back one.
Sean. No, Jorginho.
So
it was,
where was Kovacic?
Kova and Mount were in the middle in front of him. And then
Okay.
you had Ziyech and Adoy on the sides. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Chelsea
what do you got?
has become the first side to beat Spurs 4 times in one season since which team did it?
Tottenham.
No, Chelsea becomes the first side to beat Tottenham 4 times in a season.
Yeah,
For the
since
first
Tottenham.
time
Tottenham
since-
always beats ourselves.
Well, no, the answer is since Chelsea did it in 2002.
Oh, that's the
But
first,
we ain't got no history back then.
That's the first year you had history. Yeah, congratulations.
I mean, if we thought that Chelsea were dire in the early thousands, imagine being a Spurs fan in the early thousands. That would be
Let me go back to the 70s and figure out what our record was. Oh wait, actually, you probably weren't in the top division back then.
We were, but do you know what White Hart Lane? Hey, do you know what Chelsea calls White Hart Lane? 3-point lane. So go ahead and at 3-point Sean.
No, I'm not going to do that. Unless you hack my account and get $10,000 in Bitcoin.
All right. Well, that's all we got right now. That wraps us up.
Hey, I got a couple of Arsenal facts here.
Sure, Brad.
Right. Yeah, finally we rip on somebody else.
So, hey, Sean.
Yeah.
In the month of January, did Arsenal finish with more red cards or more goals?
We all know the answer to that.
Oh, that's Granit Xhaka all day.
Red cards.
Which one did they finish? Which red cards?
Yeah, it's
okay,
red cards.
you were correct.
Yeah. That is Granit.
I got one more for you.
Granit Xhaka written all over it.
In the last 3 years, how many red cards what's the percentage of red cards that Arsenal has accumulated?
So you're asking me how many percentage of games they have gotten a red card?
No, what is the percentage of red cards that have been given out to Arsenal as a total that have been given out in the entire Premier League in the past 3 years?
Well, are you asking since Arteta took over? Like how
many? It's going to be, I would say 12.
We have 14 red cards since Arteta took over. But I don't know what that percentage is across the league.
You were super close there, Sean. It's 11%.
11%.
11% of all Premier League red cards in the last 3 years.
Hold on. I would like to ask you a question though. Do you think that is indicative of Arsenal being a dirty team, or do you think that's the referees are reffing Arsenal based on an opinion?
Yes.
Because if you watch, like, I could give you a highlight reel, and /our Gunners, the Arsenal subreddit, has pulled up these montages of things that are red cards for Arsenal, but aren't red cards for other teams. In the Burnley game specifically, Kieran Tierney got his calf stamped on. Only a yellow card. It would have been a red card if it was Arsenal doing that. Gabriel got an elbow to the face. like literally 3 weeks ago against City, he got a second yellow card for something similar. It should have been a second yellow card for the Burnley player. But it's like Burnley, what's up, Kat? Burnley, like you can't look at me and tell me that Burnley play cleaner than Arsenal and that Arsenal deserve to have that many disproportionate red cards. So Arsenal are clearly refereed based on opinion, and it's farcical.
It's like y'all get Anthony Taylored more than Chelsea gets Anthony Taylored.
They just for some reason there's this narrative that Arsenal are ill-disciplined, and so we need to give them red cards.
I just fully disagree because Tottenham can do the same thing with Harry Kane. Of like you guys talk about him diving all the time. He gets taken down and like suplexed more times than anybody else. But because he tries to not go down, the referee never calls it. He tries not to go down.
I'm going to agree to disagree with that.
Oh, man, look at those lily-colored glasses right there.
You guys are not watching Tottenham games.
I try my hardest to not watch Tottenham.
Harry Kane gets molested on a gamely basis, and it's uncalled. It's uncalled because he's big and he doesn't go down. And you guys want to call him a diver all the time, which pisses me off because he doesn't. He does not go down on the first contact. He tries to finish the play.
No, he tries. We were talking about his dangerous plays. Whenever anybody goes up for a header anywhere near him, he backs into them to get the foul.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever.
I don't think we ever called him necessarily a diver.
Well, Tamzy did, but I don't know. I don't know if any guy I'm lumping all y'all in. Harry Kane.
I will say
not
this.
A diver,
Harry Kane.
Yes, he does back end.
Harry Kane. I've only ever argued that Harry Kane is a dangerous player and he's going to break somebody's neck. But I he's a center forward in the modern game. He goes down in the box when he feels like he needs to. But like every center forward is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a lot of Tottenham games. He doesn't go down, man. He doesn't. And there's a lot of times where I wish he would so we could get the call. But he doesn't. And he tries to is like falling down to kick the ball. And I'm like, no, just go down and get the penalty.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. Anyways, all right.
Brett, do you have any more random Snapple facts?
Before you go out, well, yeah, because we wanted a Coventry City update, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Coventry City. They're in the championship.
And they are in 9th position in the championship.
Oh, so they're safe.
While looking at that, hold on.
Yeah,
while looking at that, we talked about goal differential in the Prem.
Okay.
Fulham is sitting on a goal differential of 48. The next closest to them is Bournemouth in 3rd at 19.
Wow.
Fulham have scored 73 goals in 27 matches.
So they're in first position?
Yes. So Mitrovic is a beat. Well, they're only up by 5 points, though. They have a game in hand, so we'll say they're up 8 points because it's the championship they should win. Fulham and Norwich just trade off who wins the championship every year.
Yeah, that's the business model.
That's the business. It's a profitable one. You get some players, sell them on, get 100 mil, go back down.
Get that balloon payment, that parachute payment. All right,
yep.
Yeah, that's all we got. We're out. We're just meandering at this point. If you're still tuning in, we really appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all those things. Let us know. Remember, #crypto in the comments today. See how much we can get that rolling for some absurd reason. As always, hit us up. We're on Twitter. You can find all of us on Twitter. That's at KSBradG. Down below is the Crypto Bro. That's at Whiteheart_Sean. Send him all your crypto questions. He'll give you unqualified, unsolicited advice. I am at James Tiffany on Twitter, and we collectively are at redcard_radio. And until next week, we might have something special cooked up for next week. We will don't want to give too much away, but we might do something different because we are in the international break. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, check back with us next time. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. Have a good evening.